So I'm going to continue my pregnancy journey chronicles for my fifth pregnancy. I know I've been doing a lot of these parts, but a lot had happened within that pregnancy. If you need to two times speed this, go ahead. I'm finding that I'm usually going to like 7 minutes on these. So I understand, and I usually try to have captions as well. But where I left off was that um, and there are things that I remember later, so I may, rewind sometimes in some of the content. But I'm home now, and I'm still not myself, obviously. And my daughter is still at the hospital, and we're working to find uh, a funeral home that we like. And my sister in law helped me find one via the company that I was referred to from the counselor at the hospital. And they, I went there with my sister in law. And like I said, we decided to have her cremated because I could not imagine having her buried somewhere in the state and then we end up leaving the state for some reason. I'm not leaving my daughter. So, um, we went to this place. My sister-in-law and we had a conversation. They were very nice, very sweet. Um, the first red flag, not the fault of the funeral home, but that they had the wrong information. Like when they were reading back my daughter's stuff, I was like, no, no. Like she was farther along than that. So um, we had to go through and update and fix the stuff that they had. And so, because I believe that they were the ones that were helping with the death certificate. And so, along with the doctors, but the doctors had to fill out a certain part, and then the funeral home would receive it and give it to me and all that stuff. So we're going through, we're trying to pick a urn. I wasn't really feeling the urns they had, so my sister-in-law found a pretty one and ordered it. And we brought it to had it engraved, and we brought it to the I think we had it delivered to the funeral home, or I brought it to them or something like that. And on our way leaving the place, I got a phone call from the doctor's office, and they were trying to schedule my post-op, and it was something about the appointment my sister-in-law was reminding me that I got upset about because they did not know that my daughter had passed. And I had to let them know that and check them on that, which pissed the both of us off. Um, because to have to keep reminding people, especially people who should already know that my daughter didn't make it, really pissed me off, and my sister-in-law. I may have to ask her to elaborate because it's still kind of foggy. And so then days pass. Like I told you before, I couldn't get a birth certificate, but I found out that there was a way that I could get one for me, even though it wouldn't be like legal. And so, but I had to have the death certificate first. So they transferred my daughter to the funeral home, and my dad was still here with us. And I remember my brother visiting, and I was, talking to, there were people in my family checking in on me. But some people were more consistent than others and actually called me and talked to me. And that was my grandmother, one of my aunts, and of course my mother. And funny enough, my one of my exes, his mom, reached out to me. We still speak here and there, and she knew I was pregnant. She lost a child before, so um she's like, I'm gonna send you this book that helped me. And so my mom was telling me something that one of my uncles had said that was very insensitive, like about me about me calling people and letting them know what happened or something. And I got pissed and I'm like crying and I'm like, why am I calling people telling them stuff? Like, my daughter is gone. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know if people think that a stillborn child is the same thing as a miscarriage. I don't know. And he is I don't know. But it's not. I've had both. I've had two miscarriages, which is awful and painful. Can be painful physically and emotionally. And you still deal with that shit forever. You think about it all the time. Sometimes you have good days, you don't think about it, and then sometimes you see a baby and you think about it. You see your own children, you think about it. But my child that is was stillborn, I was 3 weeks away from giving birth to her. She was a full grown baby. Like, when they took her out and she was born, like, she was like 5 or 6 pounds. Actually, I think it was more like 6. So if she was born, she would have been fine. She probably wouldn't even had to go to the NICU. So that pissed me off. And then my brother, he's very protective of me. He was pissed off. And so I was just angry. And then so I kind of just wrote people off during that time, because I feel like when someone loses a child, it should be all hands on deck. And there was only a few family members, blood-wise, that checked on me, reached out to me, and some that shockingly didn't. Um, Even my yaya, who had just suffered a stroke, I think at that time, was, reaching out to me because she lost a child as well at a young age. So she understood, and like, she was like, "Oh my, your aunt that passed at a young age is in heaven with your baby, and they're together." Uh, which stuff like that gives me peace. And yeah, so I was mad at a lot of people because a lot of people were very insensitive, or um like the hospital, they kept making mistakes. But I will tell y'all about that huge mistake because I'm already past 8 minutes. So um thank you guys for your patience and listening. This story is almost to an end. And yeah, thank you guys.